My name is Kate Poltoratska. I go by Kate. I am a senior business administration major concentrating in management. I am from the city of Zaporizhia in Ukraine. I worked as an Accounts Receivable Intern at Hollywood Golf Club in Deal, New Jersey. Hollywood Golf Club is a private member-owned club in Deal, New Jersey. They have many golf, tennis, and racquetball activities. They host a lot of special events such as weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, and many others. I performed a lot of day-to-day cash transactions. I worked with petty cash, point of sale system, invoicing different accounts of the club. So some of them were past due, so I had to communicate with those. I also processed accounts receivable, and I had to process incoming payments in compliance with the club's policies and rules. I also had to prepare members' statements every month, as well as different invoices for events and other activities, and I also dealt with bank deposits. A big chunk of my workday, I feel like, was communicating with clients who were calling in, trying to see what certain transactions were. Sometimes certain charges were incorrectly applied to different accounts. Some of the members had very similar last names, and so they would call in and I would have to go through all of the transactions and try to investigate exactly what happened. The summer of 2022 was supposed to be a very exciting summer for me. I already had tickets to go back home to Ukraine and visit my family and travel around, but unfortunately in February the Russian Federation invaded Ukraine, and so the airports wouldn't work anymore, so I had to get a refund and change my plans for the summer. Immediately I thought it was my sophomore year and it was probably a good opportunity for me to get an internship, because I didn't just want to waste the summer knowing that I could be working and getting some more experience in the business field. So I used several job boards to look for jobs, and it was a little bit too late in the application process. It was already March, so I really wasn't getting anywhere, and it was very upsetting and very discouraging. But eventually I ended up finding a listing of the MGA, Metropolitan Golf Association, and they had this project that they do. It's called GolfWorks, where they allow high schoolers to work at different golf clubs in the states of New Jersey and New York. That way they can get some experience if they want to work in the field in the future. And the Metropolitan Golf Association that year, knowing that the war has launched and that many Ukrainians were now fleeing the country and ending up in the United States, so they expanded this program to also include Ukrainian students who are studying in the United States higher institutions. That applied to me. I didn't have anywhere to go, and I was looking for a job, and I just thought that was a great opportunity. And I've never been up there near New York, New Jersey, so I thought I would definitely take that opportunity, so I applied. And I got the job. I got to talk to both the MGA representatives as well as the golf club general manager, and I loved the prospects of working there, and so I was very happy to get that job. My internship was actually paid by the Metropolitan Golf Association, since I was working with GolfWorks program, so I didn't end up requesting financial assistance from the college. First of all, I think I had a couple of personal accomplishments. The first one was I just built more confidence. I think I tend to be very indecisive and hesitant, but that internship experience helped me build some confidence to just know that my voice does matter and that I do have the wisdom that some employers are looking for. Also, I think I was just very proud to create a professional network in the club management field. I met a lot of wonderful people who've worked there for many years. Also, I was able to experience the financial side of operations. I studied management at Berea, but I've always wanted to see and experience the financial side of it all, because I personally don't like numbers as much, but I think experiencing that financial and accounting side just helped me to understand how things work even more than what the college has given me. So I think it was a perfect time for me to apply the theoretical managerial knowledge to the real world business. And I think my biggest accomplishment would be securing a wonderful job reference that in the end of my college career helped me secure a very nice job. My supervisor recommended me and she said wonderful things about me to my new future employer, and so now I'm happy to say that I've landed a job after graduation, and thanks to my internship experience and the people that I worked with. I think my biggest takeaway was that I eventually ended up changing my planned career from human resources to something anywhere from project management and event planning and coordination. And I just happened to hear some people come in and talk about their event planning and whatnot, and I just realized that I was more passionate about that than I was about human resources, as well as I was just able to also shadow the human resources person at the club. Also, I think I learned that getting out of your comfort zone is, first of all, harder than it seems, because everybody talks about it, but you really just have to experience it. But also I realized how important it is to do it. I tend to be very quiet if I don't know people well. I wasn't showing as much initiative as I should have in meeting new people and introducing myself to people, but eventually I think I realized that I just had to do it because otherwise I just won't enjoy my experience as much. I think one of the hardest challenges was time management. Whenever it came to closing a month in an accounting world, it can mean crazy deadlines as well as just super busy schedule. Whenever the month is closed and you only have a couple of days to prepare all of the financial statements and to finalize everything and to close all of the pending transactions and whatnot. Overall, I just learned how important it was to just kind of manage your time wisely, especially in times of closing a month and having to just do it all along with your normal responsibilities. And I would say that in general, accounting was a big challenge for me, mainly because I'm not an accounting major. I studied management for the most part, and so to me, dealing with financial transactions and a lot of accounting terms was very hard at first. Plus, at the time, I only completed Accounting 1 course, which is really sufficient to understand accounting in a way, but it wasn't sufficient for me to understand everything that was happening. By the time I started the internship, as I said, I have taken Accounting 1, so I did understand certain concepts, so that was very nice. Obviously, I wouldn't have done as well if I didn't have any business or accounting preparation by the time I started the internship. Also, I think management was a big one because relationally, as I said, I'm more of a management person. I really enjoy to work with people and help them achieve their goals. So to me, seeing certain management ideas and theories come to life, I was able to connect a couple of theories like Theory X and Theory Y and see how people do things and how people manage their time, how people interact with other people, and just seeing how management relates from employee to employee. But since it was my sophomore year, I actually didn't take as many business classes, so I think now that I've taken pretty much all of my business classes, I can see that internship really helped me understand business even better. I think this internship experience certainly changed a lot of the perspectives and my worldviews in general. As I said, it was just a really tough time for me because the war in Ukraine had just started at the time and I was still processing a lot of things, but I was super blessed to have a really good network of people around me. I feel like in general, the internship was super helpful for me to understand how the business works. It is one thing to hear certain business concepts in class, but it is a completely different thing to go out there and actually deal with it, deal with the customers, deal with the numbers, crunch the numbers, figure out why this transaction doesn't work and this transaction is applied to a different person. I think I had two. One of them was, So I was only one of the few Ukrainian students who ended up doing this program, GolfWorks program. And so a representative from the MGA actually came over to the club to interview me and to take pictures around so that they can do a publication about me. And I really enjoyed that time because, well, I got half a day off at work, and I was able to walk around the campus in the beautiful greenery, and we just had a good time talking and then, doing the interview itself. And then we also had lunch all together with my supervisor and with the MGA representative, and I just felt like that was a really good experience for me, but at the same time it allowed me to see that I've accomplished a lot. Another fun experience I had was towards the end of my internship, I decided that I still have never played golf, and so I really wanted to try it. So my then boyfriend and now husband, we were given free clubs and all of the equipment as well as a golf cart. So we had really good connections, and people were just really happy to help us with that. And so they gave us all of the equipment and they just let us play. I think I'm very proud of getting the internship on such a short notice. I think just landing that internship was a really big accomplishment for me, and I'm very proud of it. I think I'm also super proud of me, along with my supervisor, of us creating a accounts receivable tutorial for the next employee that they were going to have. So I had to go through a lot of the processes and procedures that we had and I had at my job, and I had to document every single step of the way that needed to be done. And we revised these documents many times, and I think I ended up leaving with a pretty full and complete guide for the next person who was going to come. So I felt like that was very meaningful and impactful thing that I've done that wasn't necessarily a part of my duties and responsibilities. I'm pretty proud of that work that I did. I think the one word that describes me best is driven. I think I do a lot of initiatives, both here at work at Berea and also at whatever jobs I have. I think I put in a lot of initiatives. I always strive to do better and more. I just like to get things done, and I think I'm a future thinker. I always like to think about the future and the possibilities that could happen. I think I'm also just very motivated. Some people say that they don't understand where all this motivation comes from, but I think there's just like a little spark inside of me that motivates me to do things all the time. Even if I fall, I know that that drive inside of me, it's just not going to go away. And I know that in the end of the day, no matter what happens, I'm always going to reach something, and that's always going to make me a stronger and a better person.